Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Um, we are going to do another reading, and we'll do one a little bit later in the day. I've just been very exhausted. It's been a lot of work, so we're going to do one right now. And I just want to thank Randy for being here. Appreciate you. And yeah, we are going to start. Bereshit, Genesis chapter 22. And it came to pass after these things that God tested Abraham, and he said to Abraham, and he said, Here I am. And he said, Please take your son, your only one, whom you love, Isaac, and go away to the land of Moriah, and bring him up there for a burnt offering on one of the mountains, of which I will tell you. And Abraham arose early in the morning, and he saddled his donkey, and he took his 2 young men with him, and Isaac his son, and he split wood for a burnt offering. And he arose and went to the place which God had told him. On the third day, Abraham lifted on the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place from afar. And Abraham said to his young men, Stay here with the donkey, and I and the lad will go yonder, and we will prostrate ourselves and return to you. And Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering, and he placed upon his son Isaac, and he took into his hand the fire and the knife, and they both went together. And Isaac spoke to Abraham his father, and he said, My father. And he said, Here I am, my son. And he said, Here are the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? And Abraham said, God will provide for himself the lamb for the burnt offering, my son. And they both went together. And they came to the place which God had spoken to him. And Abraham built the altar there and arranged the wood. And he bound Isaac his son and placed him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slaughter his son. And an angel of God called to him from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here I am. It's Hineni. This is it here. Hineni. That's here I am. Here I am, Lord. It's a very cool thing in Hebrew. And he said, Do not stretch forth your hand to the lad, nor do the slightest thing to him. For now I know that you are a God-fearing man, and you did not withhold your son, your own, your only one, from me. And Abraham lifted his eyes, and he saw, and lo, there was a ram, after it was caught in a tree by its horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up as a burnt offering instead of his son. And Abraham named that place, The Lord will see, as it is said to this day, On the mountain the Lord will see. And an angel of the Lord called to Abraham a second time from heaven. And he said, By myself have I sworn, says the Lord, that because you have done this thing, and you did not withhold your son, your only one, that I will surely bless you, and I will greatly multiply your seed as the stars of the heavens, and as the sand that is on the seashore, and your descendants will inherit the cities of their enemies. And through your children shall be blessed all the nations of the world, because you hearkened to my voice. And Abraham returned to his young men, and they arose and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham remained in Beersheba. And it came to pass after these matters that it was told to Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she also bore sons to Nahor your brother, Uz his firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Kemuel the father of Aram, and Kesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jidlaph, and Bethuel. And Bethuel begot Rebekah. These 8 did Milcah bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Ruma, had also given birth to Teba and Gaham and Tahash and Makah. Okay, that's our reading. Wow, that is fun. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it definitely can work within Christian theology. So here's a fun fact about me. I actually did a bar mitzvah, so yeah, I had to learn Hebrew, and I read from, it's called Devarim or Deuteronomy. I could probably find the section that I did my bar mitzvah from. So yeah, I can read it. I'm not very good at it, but I'm somewhat proficient. Um, yeah. It's, yes. So, um, yeah. Let's see. What else is there? Okay. Sorry, I'm really tired. Yeah, I can. I can, if that's what you want. Maybe we'll take poll in the future and see what you all want. Um, I was just thinking it was kind of cool to do like little chapters, but I think maybe we'll do this through Genesis, and then we will go and do longer sessions. And we could do other things after this. Like if we decide, I was thinking after we finish Genesis, we'll decide what we want to do next. We can read like New Testament gospel stuff. We can look into some kind of games. I heard that that was something that people might be interested in. But we could do other things. So whatever you feel, we could even read Quran, and I can give you certain analysis of what I think about it. Because I'm much better at Arabic than I am at Hebrew. So, um, yeah. Well, that's it for right now, and we can yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna look at all the comments that you all have written, and then we can make like in the future episode we can talk about all the stuff that you're curious about, and we can ask questions about that. But I think it would be cool. I would love to talk about like Islamic things too. I'm actually gonna write my master's thesis on the Islamic dilemma, so I might talk about that at some point too. I'm actually reading Chris I'm reading Christopher Frost's book, Speaker's Corners Chris, because I think it's actually really useful to look at that because I don't see a lot of like from the research so far, I don't see a lot in that. But I think it'd be really cool and seeing is there some kind of argument that can be made like academically. I think it's going to be really fun. So we can talk about that as well. But it's a pleasure. Thank you all for coming, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.